we have ourselves another Age of Mythology point of view to watch on the Retold version. Of course, we're watching Jack 90 today. He's going to be playing the Gaia. Now, if you're not familiar with this guy, he plays Aranos and he plays Hades at a very high level. But we see him playing the Gaia. Now, you might be wondering why even play Gaia? And there is one reason, and it's the reason that I've chose this replay, is because he goes Leto. Leto is good. I don't know why she got buffed. For anyone unaware, the recent buff is the spider eggs. You now get 4 instead of 3. So if you can imagine how strong the Swampland is, which is your Sasano and your Tsukiyomi god power, where you drop that down and you basically get loads of little kappas that are essentially spider eggs. Spider lair eggs. And then you're just going to be getting those. The first 2 you can put down for free. Then they're 3 and plus 3 favor each time. So it's ridiculously cheap. Killing off 4 units for 0 favor is just insane. And I think Leto was fine anyway. The reason that nobody goes Leto is because Oceanus is broken. That is the simple fact. I hate that god. Take him out of the game. But that's how you get people to go Leto. You just nerf the other ones. That's the play. Anyway, he's going to be playing against Soup. Mr. Soup. Would you like watching a nice Soup game every now and again? He's going to be playing the Nuwa. So Nuwa is usually pretty defensive. She's the defensive Chinese option. And so's Gaia normally, but people have been known to play Gaia pretty aggressively. We also have the nice gold Gaia. Look at this. Nice golden Gaia. If you want that, you can download the newest pass or buy the newest pass, whatever it's called, and you get some gold statues in your buildings. Very nice. See if there's going to be any relics that can help out this kind of Leto angle. There's heroes do more damage to myth units. That's always nice for any civ. Basically getting a Nephthys bonus for whoever you are. We do like that one. Not going for the super early extra oracles is doing the usual Gaia start here, where you get your economic guild down very, very early. You drop your Gaia forestry, you get both pickaxe and hand axe. First 2 go to food, then wood gold, or gold wood, whichever way around you want to do it. And it's a very, very simple build order to be able to get up to the next stage. What you can do is something that I've been doing on my new kind of series that we've been streaming, which is trying to get a win with every god, because I don't play every god, so it's actually quite difficult. But I've played Kronos and Gaia, and if you can, instead of doing this economic guild thing, maybe it's just too good to do as Gaia, but you can get a temple down super early, so send a couple of villagers over to gold quite early on, drop your temple down, move everything over to food pretty much, and then just start spamming oracles out. Then the Leto angle becomes insanely powerful, because you can just get unlimited automatons. You basically just keep printing them. They cost 9 favor or something. We can check when we get up to the next stage. But he is also getting a cheeky extra oracle. So at least we're getting 1, and we're getting a hero oracle over this side. Most likely to get that 1 relic that we've seen. Heroes do more damage to myth units. There's also a group of monkeys, which is a decent relic. Who wants to go for that? But 4 oracles. Is there going to be a 5th oracle as well? So this is the other option to do it, is get your eco upgrades and then get them now. You don't get as much favor early on, but it's still quite powerful. Probably better for an overall eco advantage. And then this is what I like doing too. Having an oracle at the front of your base, an oracle at the back of your base. If there's some more defensive trees, you could put them in some kind of triangle position. You can see what the line of sight will probably go up to the town center there. So you could probably get one over here, and then 1 in this back position, which is exactly what we're seeing. So nice play from Jack. I mean, he's someone that's going to know this, plays a lot of Aranos. And there's going to be a counter barracks. It's going to be counter barracks, an immediate perception, which is oracles gain more line of sight, which means that they actually gather more favor as well. And an immediate grab. And I just absolutely love this strat. It's such a good strat to play. So fun to go any mass myth units, to be honest. It's just, if mass myth units is viable, that's the strat that I want to be playing. Look at this automaton. They're 6 favor. I thought they were 9 favor. They are 90 gold, 6 favor. Men of metal that can repair and rebuild each other. Come on, boys. And no spider eggs dropped just yet, but there will be 4 whenever they can be used. And using them on a gold mine could be decent. Using them to defend this position is also fine. They give you line of sight before they start eating other dudes as well. So that's ideal. as it just gives it another extra benefit. Soup has some pioneers out, but Atlantean is a pretty good matchup into the Chinese, just for the fact that Termers... You want to build Termers because they're quick, but they don't really have much damage, but they have a huge damage versus archers. And Soup and everyone that wants to play China, they have access to like 100 different archers. So you want archers at some point. So it means that the Termers have value. They're good against the heroes. They're good against the fire archers. Nice little pullback micro from that automaton. As long as you don't lose these guys on the front, you can rebuild them absolutely fine. You can rebuild them before they die. They just kind of, here we go, repair each other up, repair up the boys. But if one goes down back here, you can repair him up from being dead, and that's also a good option. We have Volcanic Forge coming out, which is another great option against China that wants to go loads of archers. Is it gives all of your units more pierce armor. This is what I mean. Leto is insane. Like, don't get it wrong. Soup trying to do a nice bit of Javelineer micro. Javelineers are just better than Termers. They're cheaper. They have more range. But the Termers do have speed. So if Jack is on it, he can sort out Soup there. But Soup has some pretty nice archer micro. Especially early on with these kind of small little balls. That's where his micro is very, very strong. Just trying to take out that earth wall. It's got 13 HP. And this is what we see. The spider eggs going on this gold mine. And we can see that as Jack runs away, you can still see this position. Soup probably saw those going down, so he just won't walk over there. But Jack, he really wants to get back over here, get his automatons back up. You can also just hit them a couple of times, and that does reset the bar. Yeah, so like the bar kind of slowly goes down. Oh, we can't even see it in the spectator. But anyway, when you're playing, there's a bar that slowly goes down before they die. What you can do is just heal them up slightly so that they don't fade away. And they can stay dead, but there for a long time. I don't think Jack's getting too much stuff out. It looks like he just hasn't spent his resources. He's got so much gold in the bank, so much favor. Just hasn't been printing the automatons. And this is why Soup has managed to push forward. Literally just because Jack's just not building the stuff. It is now sat in the queue. That can definitely happen to you if you're on the aggression. And you can just forget for a few seconds, and happens to the best of us. But I love the forward economic guild. So this is a Gaia special. When you're on the Gaia Lush, you heal, and after you get the upgrade from the temple, you also have faster dudes when on the Lush. And the Lush spawns around economic guilds and manors. So we can see all the nice green that's over here. So this guy, 4.2 speed versus the 3.6 speed. I mean, he's slightly faster anyway because he's a hero, but maybe this is a better option. 3.8, 3.8. Apparently they're the same. Okay, villagers don't count. Villagers does go down. That's a nice snipe. Soup trying to repair up the wall. But it is going to go down pretty quick. Also, the economic guilds are 32 wood, 9 gold for whatever reason. That was a buff way back when everybody thought Atlanteans were bad. I mean, they must still think, the devs must still think Atlanteans are bad to buff this guy. But anyway, Atlanteans are insanely strong. Don't let any propaganda hit you. Oh, the Termers. When you get a decent ball of Termers, I said they don't do much damage, but the thing is they attack so slow. So each of their attacks does a decent amount. If you can run in, just do one volley with a big group, then it doesn't matter that they don't do much base damage because their attack is so slow and there's a big group of them. They will take units out relatively quick if you are single target. Against these Wuzu Javelineers in this formation, though, it's going to be a little bit trickier because they attack so much quicker. Automatons to tank on the front line, though. If the Termers can take out the heroes, then the automatons can just go to town on these Wuzu Javelineers. The citizen trying the super forward economic guild, and we do see a settlement grabbed by Soup, a kind of 9-minute settlement. So thinking that he's in a favorable position here, or just fancies a town center. An elephant's going to be taken down on that bottom side, and the spider eggs in the face. Spider eggs constantly. I think it's gone pretty even so far. I think Soup's had some decent trades early on when he forced Jack back, but I think since then, I would say it's pretty even. I mean, we can see score-wise it's even, so you can grab a town center if you're even or ahead. If you're behind, it's a little bit rough to grab because you leave yourself open for basically just getting attacked. And there's, as always, there's kind of two options to deal with it. You just go all in, or get some kind of tech advantage, or you just build your own town center. Jack decides to build his own town center. If ever in doubt in this situation, when your opponent grabs a town center that you see, just grab your own. It's the easiest way to make sure that you're still going to be in the game and absolutely fine. But Soup maybe was a bit greedy to go for a town center and get up to the next stage at the same time. Maybe he realizes that Jack, I mean, he doesn't really have the pushing power. He has 8 automatons, which 8 of other classical age myth units, it's ridiculous. You know, you can take out town centers pretty quickly, but automatons, they're not known for their building taking down shenanigans, unless you just have a whole load of them, and then it's similar to just having a load of Mamillos, having a load of hoplites. But I do love this. Actually, I believe the last video that we had a point of view of was Ben going for something similar, which was a classical fight into town centers. I absolutely love it. Because there's no reason for us to go up to the next stage as the Gaia player here. The only real reason that you want to do it is if you want access to the Contarius, if that's what you're after, the Contarius or the Arcus. But if you're going for this Terma automaton army, then just stay in the classical age. I guess going up to the next stage does buff your warrior automatons to basically be heavy, as they get a buff just like heroes do when you get up to the next stage. That is one small benefit. But then just spending that 500 gold on, you know, 5 more automatons, that's probably a better idea. Now, Jack doesn't know where to attack. There has been a forest protection on this side. A forest protection looks weird when it's when we can't really see everything. It looks a bit funky. Anyway, there's a forest protection on this side, which normally means you want to attack somewhere else. But the issue is this is where the gold mine is. So it's a nice forest protection from Soup. And economic yield coming forward for Jack. This is such a great play. Because the whole map is just going to be green. One issue Jack could run into here is Soup is in the 3rd age, which means he has access to horses in the 3rd age as well. So if he starts to spam out those white horse cavalry, it's going to be rough being a Terma in that situation. But he's seen the army now. He's seen it is still mass archers. So that's when he decides to build more Terma. Kind of waiting on it as well. Waiting to see the army before spending those resources. Because if Termas don't have archers to attack, they are useless. I do like the catapulties. The catapulties were there just in case those horses came out. And actually, we do see from Soup's perspective that there are some white horse cavalry coming out. Jack doesn't know that yet. But you can assume that, you know, if your opponent went for some kind of semi-fast heroic, the Taowu micro, so annoying to deal with. The Termas are the ones that you need to micro. The automatons, just leave them to their own devices. Attack the myth units is probably the best thing to go after if you're microing them. Making sure that the Termas aren't getting those relic monkeys or something that's a waste of their time. But the Javelineers on this forest protection are doing pretty well against the Termas, and Jack is going to have to back up. Losing quite a few automatons. How many does he have left? He still has 9. I think this one might go down. It might be an 8th one. As these guys are just such good defenders, up to heavy as well. Gee, they don't even really have the speed, do they? I just forget how fast those Wuzu Javelineers are. They have no right to have 4.8 speed compared to, what's a Terma not on Lush? I believe it's 5. I think they're all on Lush. So it's 5.8. Okay, whatever. That's on the Lush, though. I believe it's 5 off the Lush. And now the White Horse Cavalry raids start coming in. Great pullback, though, from those citizens. To have some catapulties to deal with those guys. And this is a bit of a bug at the moment. Not just a bug coming out and grabbing, but it is a bit of a bug right now that you can't target these things down. Soup just runs over his cheap units just so he doesn't lose some horses to that. That's a great option when you get to about probably 10 plus minutes in, when you have a huge army. Just run over the low value units if you want to run there. You don't want to lose your horses. If you're Egyptian, you don't want to lose your elephants, something along those lines. Now the boy's coming back and realizes he can't really push, so going for that Rhea instead. Rhea is a really good option when you have this tech with Leto. So this gives you more pierce armor, and then what Rhea gives you is more hack armor on your infantry. So if you're going with that infantry base, you're basically just double dipping in the armor, and they can make some really tanky units. we see now the value of this 3 TCs versus 2. The fourth one being grabbed just for map presence, map pressure, either or, not both of them being set at the same time. Because he's basically 4 villagers anyway, but just trying to grab it. This is Megalopolis, so this is the part of this map that makes it unique, is you do get an extra town center sat in the middle that is going to be grabbed. Spider eggs being dropped on the front. Soup coming over with his Avi White Horse Cavalry. I assume that's heavy. I'm going to get some big raids off. The Javeliniers in the back. He can steal something. Is there anything even to steal? I don't even think so. Nothing traitor worthy. But the army should do pretty decent here. Trying to bait them over the Spider eggs. Soup not falling for that bait. Trying to get some Wuzu Javeliniers in. And feels like he doesn't want to go up against this defensive presence that Jack is facing here. I assume Heavy Term is going to come in very soon so they can trade a little bit nicer up against those Wuzu Javeliniers. But they're trading pretty well anyway, as long as he can just keep the micro up. Also, Termers when they get ballistics as well. I mean, any archers with ballistics are very strong. I just feel like Terma just feel drunk. I think it's because of how slow they attack. It's very similar to the Japanese archers. Oh, wait. Get these automatons back up first. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. This is such a problem that people face. Like, just wait a sec. Or even just leave, like, a couple of them back there while you're putting the pressure on. Like, this is so much value here. It's about 5 automatons down. Such a shame. Spider eggs dropped on the front. There is a big gong coming through. So a huge wave to come into Soup space. This is how everybody uses it. Basically, since the first week of this Civ being released, is bring them towards your ballet, bring them towards your archers. But has Soup got enough dudes? I don't think he really does. He just doesn't have enough units. Nice snipe of the Qinglong, getting that traitor. Now he's up to the next stage. Actually, something decent to traitor. Way back when the Chinese came out, you could traitor a Quafu. I don't know if whether that's still an option. They were considered a myth unit, so you could steal them, but maybe they're considered a villager now instead. I think it was just Soup thought he could win from that wave, and Jack just has way more stuff. I mean, he's got the eco to kind of deal with that. He hasn't spent all those resources on Mythic Age, so he's just so far ahead now. The same issue does stand. He has no pushing power. This is the Atlanteans all over. They don't really have any pushing power till the Mythic Age when you get those siege weapons in. If you have loads of destroyers, you can easily push the ballet, but you need probably upwards 6, 7, maybe a little bit more. Yes, we've said a meme. That was a mistake. But that's how many you need. Anyway. Probably 6 is probably your start here. This is the first palace to go up. So destroyers will start to get spammed out. And the spider eggs right in the face. After the next patch, just target these things down. But it's not going to get fixed anytime soon. We know what it's like over here. Tiger Cavalry is an option for Soup though. So if he has the time, he will be able to set up a late game China, which is extremely strong. The issue is, does he have the time? I don't know how many Baolays he actually has. He has 2 Baolays, so it's going to be quite difficult to spam out those units. They're trying to build another palace, is Jack's units, but the Terma and Medium Arcus are not allowing it. Needs to just get those done, and that is a Jack victory. And I believe, I don't know whether Soup knew about the 3rd town center, but he was basically at full villages. So how that big wave works is it pulls in everything, and then it's very difficult for the opposing player to repop because you're at a very similar amount of eco and you're basically ahead there. But Jack had an extra town center, so he had way more eco. He's also Gaia, so he's got all the eco upgrades anyway. But I hope we're showcasing that Leto is not bad.